today, man? How everybody doing, man? We are back with another video.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
I am your one co-host, Drizzy Dre.
I'm another co-host, Lamont.
And we having a great day today, man. I hope y'all having a great, fabulous evening as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm letting you know now we breaking up, man. As soon as the bag come, we breaking up.
I kind of figure, you know what I'm saying? Once the money get involved, you know, that's it. That's it.
Yo,
it's all like, yeah, we do. What is it? I only do it for the love, man.
Yep.
You know, if the money come, the money come.
But I got it for the love. And no, listen.
Then the money come.
I'm gonna be straight up with everybody. I'm doing it for the love and the money.
It would be nice to get paid for the fruits of your labor.
Definitely, for a fact. And if those times come about it, I'm gonna accept it.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
I'm gonna accept it.
You're right.
Now I'm not gonna accept any crazy offer and all that stuff, but
because you gotta remember
if it's favorable, I'm there.
Because you gotta remember what comes with that bag.
Yeah.
Just like if you hit the lottery.
Oh, I forgot to put my little dollar in today.
Just like when you hit the lottery.
You put yours in?
Nah.
I wonder what time they start. Oh, it's probably over now. Cause I know they said it was releasing for Saturday, but anyways.
$15 billion.
Dude, just give me a portion of it.
Well, you're gonna get a portion after them New York taxes smack you anyway. But I'm still okay with that.
I don't think I want to hit for that amount.
Even if I don't hit for that, and I do hit, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I want to hit for that, man.
But even if I do hit for it, and they snatch out the taxes and everything for it, then we gonna see who all pop out of the woodworks.
I mean, it's definitely one of those situations where it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but like you said, after the taxes and then the coming out of the woodworks, and a lot of people do not know how to manage and budget.
Oh, absolutely not.
They don't. You see that, and you want to buy all type of crazy stuff.
All kinds of stuff with that amount of money that you have won and everything, and you wouldn't know what to do. Like when I'm at work at night, I watch. They have like this in their little break room. They usually keep it on. I can't think of the station. It's like a housing station where they like fix houses and sell houses and stuff like that. But the one show that I watch is something like basically I won the lottery, my lottery dream home or something like that. And then you have a lot of these people. They're like, all right, so you won the lottery in your city, in your area, blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to go find a house for you. And you be looking at some of the houses that they be trying to buy, and I'm like...
This is a real show?
This is a real show.
Is it on, like, the HGTV?
Yes.
It had to be. That's the only network I know that be having that wacky type of stuff. My grandma used to watch all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, though. It was interesting, but... So they caught people that hit the lottery.
Yeah.
And then just freaking say, yeah, here go the house people.
No, well, what they do is they show you around places for people that want to buy a house because they basically won a lottery. So, you know, you be looking at some of the houses that they be...
Sorry, we out here ordering food, too. I'm hungry, man.
Hey, somebody got to eat, man. Somebody got to eat.
I'm hungry.
I know they're probably like, what is they giving back and forth?
We talking and chilling and eating. Straight up. I'm hungry.
But they take them to these houses or whatever, and they show these houses, and I'm looking at the houses, and I'm looking at the prices for these houses and everything. And I'm like, you really don't need that size house.
No, some people be going ridiculous.
Some will go crazy for it, and I'd be like, yo, let me rephrase that. Now that I have gotten older, and a lot of the things that I used to want to get or achieve, I have dumbed it down tremendously.
Yes, 100%.
You know
what though? I want a ranch mansion. That's what I like. A ranch mansion. I want a ranch style house that is big enough to be able to, when all the kids is gone, me and my wife would still be able to live in this house comfortably. But what I mean with the mansion is everything is not so compact.
Right.
It's like there's room still that I can close off in the near future and make things and turn it into something different.
Right.
But I don't want the washroom to be the same as my kitchen pantry. I would like those two to be separate.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say I would like a ranch mansion. I don't even know if those exist. You looking that up?
Of course.
Because that'd be actually, yes,
Good grief.
they are.
Oh, good Lord.
As soon as I look them, okay.
We gonna have to see if we can dumb that one down a little bit.
So I would like a city ranch mansion.
Yeah.
Because those look crazy. Like even that one right there, that's just too much.
That's too much. I just want a nice.
Too much. That is a nice little. That look reasonable depending on the location.
The location and everything.
Yeah. So I don't want a actual ranch mansion, but I would like a mansion that's big enough. I would like a ranch that's big enough to be able to house a lot of stuff.
I'll say it because, well, for people for the followers that are from my area of Buffalo, and he could probably attest to this because he actually went to school in the area that the house size I want. The house is on Nottingham. Those have always been my dream size homes. But I actually want land behind those homes. Because I want land. You should want land. I want a bug out shelter. I want land with a bug out shelter and I want a nice size house.
Bug out or dugout?
Bug out.
I've never seen a bug out. What's that one? I'm gonna look that up.
A shelter.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say I'm gonna look that one up.
A shelter.
That must be something that's not fancy.
Oh no.
Oh. You just look like a camper.
Just basically somewhere you can.
Like these right here?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I watch videos of those. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Just basically, a just in case for a just in case kind of thing.
But I'm happy we having these conversations because when we get to these points, man, I don't want no issues coming about when we get to that mark. So
I am mentally and spiritually already at that mark.
Yes, same here, man. I'm not.
It will be nice to have those things.
So here's the thing, right?
Because
So I was watching. I was looking at something on Instagram, and they were saying how it was about Kanye West and Shaq. Matter of fact, and Kanye West said something about how Shaq was partners with this person.
Okay.
And Kanye West pretty much said that there cannot be a 50-50 deal. There has to be like who takes the other percent.
Someone takes
and then Shaq end up saying, "Yo, mind your business," right? I got more money than you. Mind your business.
Right.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the situation of businesses being 50-50 and or the fact that the thought of somebody always having to have the one up where there's a 51-49 situation? How do you feel about that? Because we both are playing a part in what we're building here.
Correct.
In our own ways. You do some things, I do some things, and then it works together and we have content.
Yes.
But I don't feel like because I do X amount that in that near future I should get
a certain amount.
I know what the work I put in and I know the work you put in.
You should get paid for your work. You should get paid for the attributes that you put in. If you do a little bit more in the creating of whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? You should get paid for your worth.
You know what I think we're gonna end up doing? I think on a fair level, on a business mindset, and I may be wrong. And if you're watching, comment below and let me know if I'm wrong or right. But I feel like when it comes to a two-way partnership with 100%, and hear me out, I feel like that percentage will probably be 30-30.
Right.
And then the other 40% is investing, reinvesting,
Absolutely.
the staffed, because
Now you gotta also think about,
you're eventually not going to be able to do
there's
this.
gonna, Laura Will, and we get to the point where it's just not us working our butts off trying to create what we want to create. There will be someone that will be able to do the videography,
Seriously.
do the lighting. You know what I'm saying? Do the video editing, chopping up clips.
Exactly.
So there's going to come a time and a point where that's going to probably come into play, and not just everybody is going to be doing those positions. If we pick you guys to do those positions, it's to help not only you, but to help us as well.
No, seriously.
Because it looks good on your resume.
But I think that even as we're talking about that now, and I dig deeper, it may even be 25-25, and then the other 50% gonna have to really be divvied between
everybody,
staff and the equipment and everything else. So with that being said, it's a business. Yes, we are doing this with the pleasure and the comfort of our homes. And I'm happy about that. And I'm happy that our voice and we're able to speak out and get our voices out there. And to be able to get paid, that's cool. But I know in the long haul, I don't think it's going to be 50-50. I know it won't be 50-50.
No.
I know it won't be 50-50. And I have to be fine with that. And I also
it has to come. There's very, very hard times where you'll see people actually, even with family members, and doing business with family members, like, oh, we did this together, but once the business aspect and the money get involved, and then, well, you know, you should be getting paid this because you do this, and you should be getting divvy that, and you like, I'll give you an example.
Shit should be talked about, man.
I'll give you an example. There's a movie called Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. And they wanted to start their business. They wanted to start their business, you know, open up the saloons and everything. If you've seen the movie Tombstone, that's Tombstone.
That's an old joint.
Tombstone was the one with Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell, all those guys in it. The Wyatt Earp movie is with Kevin Costner. And in the scene with the one with Kevin Costner, they were explaining how they wanted to open up a saloon. But what happened is one of his brother's wives was trying to interject, basically stating that, you know, well, why does Wyatt get to have so much input in it? And the brother was like, yo, kind of like, relax, we got this. You know what I'm saying? We can handle this. But she still wanted to keep interjecting, you know? And he basically kind of told her in a nutshell, you're temporary. These are my brothers. My brothers are always going to be here. Even if the business does fall through. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to be my brothers. You might not make it.
Yo, real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, dude.
So, and that's how, and for certain things, and now mind you, that's family. So you might have a person that you grew up with your whole life. And that's my brother, no matter what. Business come involved, it changes the dynamic for certain people.
You bet your bottom dollar.
It changes the dynamic.
I go through that. Well, I went through that, man. So I know what you're talking about.
So, you know, once that, as you said, once that bag gets involved, hopefully, it's scary. Hopefully we can still be on the same playing field, or not even playing field, we can be on the same wavelength of, you know what, we got this bag. All right, what we got with the bag? Let's do what we need to do. All right, we're going to need to grab more of this, to better whatever the situation is. Podcasting, businesses, t-shirt business, whatever, create your own business. All right, we already know we got that.
Coming soon too, baby.
Now, we're on the same wavelength of, because we know what we want to get. Now, look, now we got the bag. Now, what are we going to do to invest the other part of that bag for long-term substantialness? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said you want to do this. Yo, let's get that together. Let's follow this line. This
No,
LLC.
sir.
Boom, boom, boom. Then you said you want to do this. All right, let's follow that. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're piggybacking off the bag we received because you got to remember, somebody gave you that bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So even though they gave you the bag, now it's time to chase a bag of your own.
Shoot.
To create your own.
Wait. First, you have to put the work in to retain that bag.
That is an absolute fact.
That's the first thing you got to do
That's the
first.
absolute facts.
Then you can decide how to reinvest it. But you better have some product when they give you that money.
I give you one.
That's the future.
Let me
that's
give
the
you.
past and the future.
Let me one up that one. Be aware who you have. If you can't do it and you ain't good with your numbers, make sure you find somebody that will be able to help you with your numbers, or your money will get snatched, and you got a fucking island out you ain't never heard of, and then when it come down to those taxes and everything, you like, I've never heard about that.
Yep.
So also be aware of the person that you have that's watching your money, because everybody's
and hire somebody else to watch them.
I'm gonna have somebody watching the watchers. Who's going to watch the watchers? Matter of fact,
it's a wicked game out here, man. It's really wicked out here when it comes to stuff like that, yo.
I'm gonna give you a quote.
You really do have to hire somebody else to watch your money, who's watching your money. Then you also, I feel like you need to double check to make sure that if you're hiring this person, did they do business in the city yet? Have they done business in the state? Who have they done business with? If I can find all of those partners, because you don't want to end up in a situation where these two partners, your guy you hire and then the people that's giving you the money, you don't want to end up in a position where they're working with each other and you don't know it, and then you think it's in your best position and it's really not. So again, these is a lot of things that we need to really watch out for. We need to talk about this stuff. Look out for these things. And I know we're not even near that, but I know it's around the corner. So I want to have this conversation with everybody and make sure that this is what business entails. It's no glitz and glamour in it. Your glitz and glamour may come when you fed up with after you got the bag and you're tired of doing all the other crazy stuff that they think that you should be doing to retain the bag, and you like, yeah, it's a wrap. I'm done now. You know, so be careful out there, really be careful. Think about your business 24/7. Do not sleep on it. Really put the time and effort and the understanding who you are hiring, what you are hiring, and why you are hiring. Please, seriously, please. And if you have a partner, like this is my road dog, this is one of my partners, make sure that there is conversations. I may not speak to this man on the phone on a daily basis, but then I actually, you know what's funny? We may not speak on the phone on a daily basis, but we actually do have verbal, physical conversations.
Because I think that's because we see each other.
Because we see each other every day, you know? So
we kind of understand and kind of we kind of give each other the filler of possibly like what we do today. So if we have a conversation going on at our workplace, you know what I'm saying? That'd be like a good idea. And that's just us just conversing with each other.
And you know the vibe right there in your face. You don't have to guess it over the phone.
Right.
How he looked when he said that. How he felt when he, I want to know how he looked when I mentioned the XYZ. To see his expression.
Well, which is one of the main facts that we came up with this weird translation now that typing in caps meaning that you're angry.
And yelling. Yeah.
So you know that.
Well, I think the yelling part was always there, in a business aspect. Because I always growing up,
I never thought about seeing all caps and thinking that somebody is angry or aggressive or trying to get a point across. I've never really seen it like that.
But I have had people that I have written emails to, and I wrote in all caps, and they said, and LOL, don't yell at me. And this is years and years ago. And I was confused because I didn't understand what the heck they was talking about until I recognized and all caps kind of mean
an aggressive dialogue.
Yeah. It's like a different tone in a sense. And it's like a different tone in an email, but I do not take it as you're angry at me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I don't take it as that. I take it as either the person made a mistake and didn't realize they was writing in caps and just sent it, or okay, maybe that person is trying to get his point across.
Get a point across, right?
You know, so I feel you on that one. That's funny. Yeah. That's definitely funny. But we had those conversations in person, and that's where when we have conversations like what's going on now with Matt Hoffa, and then you had the thing going on with Joe Buttons and everybody else that's tend to separate when it when growth comes about.
Right.
And
also we on the outside looking in.
Correct. And that's why sometimes I keep my mouth shut. We have opinions on everything. Everybody got opinions on it, right? But ultimately you don't know unless you're those parties. You know what I'm saying?
Or you're a fly on the wall and you see what's going on.
And you just happen to know, yeah.
You know.
And especially when the parties are not rocking with each other and there's literally two different dialogues. And you like, wait, this person is saying this person is saying this. There is some middle involved, but it's like, it's not enough middle for you to decide who's who, right? And that's where you just gotta
But I think
keep it moving.
But this is the crazy thing about that, and we're about to get into a whole nother scenario of that. We can blame the media for that.
Yes.
We can blame the media for sometimes maybe exaggerating certain issues to the point where it gets out of hand or escalate totally different. Prime example, there really was no East Coast, West Coast beef.
Oh yeah.
Those were two parties that had an issue with each other. But when that Vibe magazine that came out and said East versus West, that set the stage of everything that we've seen after that. So you have to be aware of the the media industrial complex instead of it being the military industrial complex, which was said by Dwight D. Eisenhower. You have to be aware of the media industrial complex as well. Because
you're very knowledgeable, man. God dang you.
It's true. You know, and JFK even mentioned that, you know, we might not like you. We might have a disagreement, but I would like for the media to at least still be able to give both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of some of the situations that we see are somewhat media driven. Just like they say, sex sells, media lies sell.
Yeah.
You know, let me be the first to put this out without not even having any dialogue of what's going on. I am the first person that put it out. Me. How accurate is it? I got the first information. Well, we don't really care what the information. You got the first one, give it to us. What? Here's a bag.
Yep. And then now you don't even know the person that got the other part of the story. You don't know if they even right or not because this person got the bag automatically, and what the world tells you right now, whoever got it first, that's the story you run with first.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily always the case.
Nope.
You know,
I wanna drop this real quick. I wanna drop this knowledge real quick. All right. In America, John Swinton, then the preeminent New York journalist, was the guest of honor at a banquet given by the leaders of his craft. Someone who knew neither the press nor Swinton offered a toast to the independent press. Swinton outraged his colleagues by replying, this is what he said. And now mind you, this was in the 1800s that he said this. Pay attention. There is no such thing at this date of the world's history in America as an independent press. You know it and I know it. There is not one of you who dares to write your honest opinions. And if you did, you know beforehand that it would never appear in print. I am paid weekly for keeping my honest opinion out of the paper I am connected with. Others of you are paid similar salaries for similar things, and any of you who would be so foolish as to write honest opinions will be out on the streets looking for another job. If I allowed my honest opinions to appear in one issue of my paper, before 24 hours my occupation would be done. The business of the journalist is to destroy the truth, to lie outright, to pervert, to vilify, to fawn at the feet of those who are in charge, and to sell his country and his race for his daily bread. You know it and I know it. And what folly is toasting in it to an independent press. We are the tools and vassals of rich men behind the scenes. We are jumping jacks, they pull the strings and we dance. Our talents, our possibilities, and our lives are all the property of other men. We are intellectual prostitutes. And that's by John Swinton.
That's pretty deep. Yo, yo, wow.
So you see how hard it is? And when they say people like, well, I have a right to a free press. No, you don't. It's not your press.
You don't own it.
You don't own it. You want your own. You want free speech on what you write. Create your own.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard. The more I realize that it's really not hard to create these things. It may take a little bit of time, but you can create your own newspaper. You can create your own bulletin board. You can create your own. Nowadays, you can create your own websites. You can do this stuff yourself without asking for somebody. Would it be nice to ask somebody to give you a little bit of help to help you achieve your dreams? Absolutely. But be prepared when you ask for them to help you take care of your dreams. They don't sell you some nightmares in between.
Also, it's levels. And I don't mean it in a 2020 term of it's levels to this. What I mean by that is you are not going to be the Buffalo News, the New York Post, the Washington Post and all. You're not going to be
New York Times.
You're not going to be in that rank, in that bracket. Those places are solidified and took years. Those presses and whatever. Those places took years and years and years to be solidified. And also on top of that, you do not know what story, rather it's false or true, broke these newspapers. You do not know that. You don't know what story literally broke these places.
And it
can be not good story. It can be a falsified story.
I get really aggravated when I see things that someone put in some of these papers and say that an unidentified source or things like that.
It's good.
I understand that there's whistleblowers and there is a protection of certain whistleblowers, but for some of the things that you may hear, it kind of like it just sounds like buffoonery. Like you're like, okay, come on, it sounds a little bit too.
No, you gotta have to tell me who said this.
As much as I want you to, because like I said before, they actually have a league or whatever, or a company that protects whistleblowers. I understand that, but at the same time, when you're posting certain things, I would like to know that the accuracy of this is true.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because once again, it's your publication. So you decide if it goes in or if you can create it yourself.
And the thing I don't get, even if there's companies that protect whistleblowers, why can't these, and I really don't know, I don't want to dig too deep into this, but why these companies can't verify, hey, this is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't tell you who said it, but we are protecting the person that, and this is true. This is true, documented information. It's just like anonymous, like domestic violence. When somebody's going through something of that nature, they have the opportunity of having like anonymous mail, anonymous addresses and stuff like that, right? But you know that you're going to get your mail. Mm-hmm. It's just going to take a couple days later for you to receive it. Why can't we have these places verify? Yeah, that's true.
That's the source that we got there. Because remember,
it's a source that's very, very true.
Because remember, once we put this out in publication, it's out.
Like a TMZ, not saying like TMZ is that. But you know how they're always the first people to verify like a death or something like that, right?
I wonder why TMZ is always there.
So why is there not somebody there to verify truth, like real valid truth?
One would think so, but
Because
when it comes to stuff like
perfect
that,
example, who's protecting TMZ? You see what I'm saying?
You don't want to go down that road.
No, I don't. But this is what I'm saying. Just like there's somebody there to protect them, to spit the truth, I think there should be somebody with that organization.
I'm glad you said that.
Like, that should spit that.
Because I just end up having to still sit here. There's a Roman poet by the name of Juvenal. Not to back that thing up. There.
You're gonna like and comment this video, huh?
He had a saying, and this goes back to what we said earlier. Who will watch the watchers?
Yeah.
And it's basically custodia ipsos custodius, which means what it was who.
You just fucked me up on that one.
Latin. Who will watch the watchers? The military junta seized power, claiming its aim was to protect the nation from the corrupt government. Now, of course, the question is, who will watch the watchers? The Oversight Committee is made up of business people who directly benefit from the sort of immoral practices the committee is meant to be preventing. So who will watch the watchers? Who will watch over those companies like a TMZ? Who has the overall capacity to say, it's cool, put that out. It's cool not to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But when there's a real publication in a newspaper and
if I see
what?
if I see it, this is why they target alternative news media, because they're able to go and give out certain information compared to a stabilized conglomerate that you'll be attacking. So if you go to other alternative sources or alternative news preferences or whatever, it says, it makes you basically, well, where'd you read that from? Well, I got it from Black Stripe blog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not real. But the person that we actually interviewed with Black Stripe blog or whatever, I just made that up. We actually interviewed the person. But you guys are still tiptoeing around whatever this information was, and y'all not putting it out. So now alternative source puts it out, and now the alternative source looks like this. Well, they're not solidified, so we can't trust it.
Yep.
So it's like,
and there should be somebody there to protect that. You know what's funny? As I sit and we have this conversation, because I know we about to end this in a little bit.
Right.
But what I find, well, it's not funny, but what's scary is everything else, all is protected in this world but truth. Everything in this world is protected but truth.
you gotta remember,
You got domestic violence, people,
who's
this,
truth?
that, and the third.
Because it's my truth against your truth. Who's telling the truth? So then after we can't figure that out, then we have to find an intermediary to try to decipher between which one is telling the truth.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Man, this is. Oh God. And this is why a lot of people I notice now, they get in, they get out, or they have a foot in and say, oh no, I'm good. Let me go this way, and you had that over there. Everybody get your business in order. Please. Get your business in order and make sure you have the right people with you, man. Please.